Hey there, synth drones. Today we're going to ask the question, is Behringer's clone of the Korg Monopoly enough? Hi, I'm Pure Ambient Drone, and this is my channel where I vlog about synthesizers. Hit the subscribe button, tap the bell, keep up with all of my synth adventures. I don't just talk about synthesizers, I make music, I make presets, and I make videos. Yeah! It's all crazy, and you can find out more at pureambientdrone.com. That's the place to be if you want to connect with me, pureambientdrone.com. Okay, so Behringer is making all of these clones, and their latest announcement is the Korg Monopoly. Now, the question I'm asking today is that enough for Behringer? Now, why am I asking that, and what do I mean by that? Well, I talk to a lot of people, and I talk a lot when I talk to people. In most cases, I keep hearing the same thing over and over again. I keep reading the same thing over and over again, and that is Behringer needs to make a flagship synthesizer. Now, let's just take this into perspective for a moment. One of the best synthesizer companies I can think of right now, in my opinion, is Sequential, or also known as Dave Smith Instruments from yesteryear. Sequential has been making synthesizers for decades, and they've been making them unique, powerful, and I'm going to tell you, they are fantastic synthesizers, in my opinion. Probably yours too. Roland, love or hate them, they're coming out with flagships. They're coming out with innovative designs. A lot of people criticize Roland, but a lot of people buy Roland as well. So it can't all be bad apples. We could go on and talk about Waldorf. They have the Quantum as their flagship. And of course, their second flagship, I don't know if you could call it a flagship, but it's a powerful, powerful synthesizer, the Kyra. Moog has their Moog 1. Now, you might say that the DeepMind 12 is the flagship of Behringer, but some would argue saying that it too is based on another synthesizer and therefore a clone. Others would say that the Neutron is a unique synthesizer. I will give you that, but it's not a flagship. So Behringer is kind of in a tough rut. They're going to continue selling their clones, that is no doubt. And they're doing a great thing for all of us. And some of us are acting like spoiled children, I myself included, when we don't get exactly what we want when we want it from Behringer. And we have treated them unfairly in many cases, whether it be in open forum talking about them negatively, which I have never done, or thought negative things about them, about where's my RD6, like I have done. Okay, so with that being said, though, many people are screaming for something unique, something polyphonic, and something powerful, something flagship worthy from Behringer. So why haven't they delivered yet? Well, you know, guys, first of all, in defense of Behringer, they haven't been in the synth game as long as some of the synth companies I have mentioned to you earlier on in the video. They're just kind of getting started on the scale of things. So they're not veterans at this, okay? The other thing is that from what I understand, Yuli wants to bring back the classics and as many as possible. From what I understand, it's always been his dream to bring these old synthesizers back to life. And he has started a revolution, if you will, a rebellion, if you will. However, is the Korg Monopoly, is the Model D Poly D clone, is the ARP 2600, and all of the other synthesizers that they're cloning enough for Behringer? Now, I have heard that some people are getting turned off by the monosynth clones without the keyboards. And then I've heard the opposite, that people are just loving it and grabbing them up. One thing is for sure, Behringer is making a lot of sales with their synthesizers. I talk to people in the industry who sell these for a living, And believe me, there are shortages of Behringer synthesizers. When these things hit the market, they don't last very long, okay? But they also hit the secondhand market very quickly as well, which means that not everybody is getting what they expected. But that's not Behringer's fault. It's just that a lot of people that are buying these clones, they are expecting probably something different because they never could afford a classic synthesizer, a vintage synthesizer. And so they don't know what to expect anyway. Or perhaps, just maybe, they have experienced classic synthesizers and they're disappointed. I don't know. I just know that there's a lot of Behringer synthesizers out on the market. But to be fair to Behringer, they sell a lot of synthesizers. And when you sell a lot of stuff, guess what? A lot of it's going to end up on the secondhand market, especially in times like this when people are hurting and they need to sell things for money. So getting back to the question, is it enough? Right now, I think it's enough for Behringer. I think they're doing the right thing. I think they're staying true to what they promised us. I think that they're staying on track. They're cloning these synthesizers. The video I did yesterday asked the question, is Behringer moving too fast? Are they talking about too many synthesizers coming out on the market too fast? Can they keep up? Check that video out. If they continue where they're going, though, in the next 3 to 5 years, without producing a flagship, there's going to be a hole in the market they're missing. Because companies like Dave Smith, Sequential, they're being innovative with their synth technology. Dave Smith himself is not sitting still in these times. In fact, he announced around his birthday that they were going to be releasing another synth. I don't know if it's actually going to be released or announced this August. So something is coming from Sequential, and we're going to know about it, hopefully, this August of 2020. We shall see. But you can guarantee that if it's not a clone of one of his old synthesizers, then it's going to be something innovative, because Mr. Smith never disappoints, does he now? So Behringer, sooner or later, is going to have to move slightly away from the cloning. And guys, he's going to run out of synthesizers to clone. He can't clone modern day synthesizers without infringing on copyright and trademark. It's real dangerous territory when you start taking a Waldorf Quantum and you start cloning that, and there's a company currently marketing it, or any other synthesizer on the market today. Very dangerous ground. And Yuli's really not into that kind of a business, I don't think. I wouldn't think he would be. With that being said, Behringer's going to have to come up with something new, something fresh, and something all their own to earn the respect of the hardcore synth drones like you and I. We demand the highest standards when it comes to synthesis. Synth drones like you and I, we have integrity, we have self-respect, and we give that to those who earn it. We don't trash talk people. We don't cut people down. We don't attack Behringer unnecessarily. We call it as we see it, and we see it clearly because we are real synth drones. And it will be the real synth drones like you and I who determine whether or not Behringer is going to be a synth household name for many years to come. Make no mistake, it's people like you and I who are die-hard fans of synthesizers, who have that self-respect and integrity that will make or break the synth market for a company. What are your thoughts? Leave a comment below. Thanks for listening to me and watching my videos. Like and share and subscribe. PureAmbientDrone.com is the place to be to connect with me. Keep calm and synth on.